Well, we left the hotel I don't know if you guys were watching anything that took place in Ontario other than the O'Brien Awards last night, but they got dumped on with snow. It looked all afternoon. It was funny because every time I get in the elevator yesterday, and we were up and around all day, there'd be somebody talking about the weather. Oh, I don't think it's going to be as bad as they think, and oh, I don't think it's coming at all, or it's going to miss us. And I happen to be watching our races. Now, Blue Ventura race, terrible. We'll talk about him in a second. But the overall weather was dreadful. They're running the races off quick. And by the time our race was ahead, I missed both races because their scheduled post time, they'd actually gone before. And it just looked like a blizzard. And it was just continuous all night. We get out today. I guarantee you on the top of this car is 5 inches of snow. Guaranteed 5 inches. So we picked up a couple of freeloaders that are going to the airport. They need to ride to the airport. Their flight's in a couple hours. It was a great night. Last night we had come over to have fun, but we came over to support our family, and we had Curtis, who was up for an award. Now, is that considered an O'Brien Award? Because he only got a little plaque thing.
No, it's considered a Media Excellence Award.
So it's not technically an O'Brien. As good as he's going to get. Mine was a Camp Fella. I don't really know if you count that as an O'Brien. I mean, truthfully, it's better than the O'Briens, but we won't talk about that. Curtis was up for a Media Excellence Award, which he's been robbed a few years in a row, and finally got the award. Well deserved. And that has nothing to do with the stable. Curtis, outside the stable, is well accomplished and does a lot of work with production and editing, runs his own company, built his own company from scratch, and has done a tremendous job. So he won his award. He's doing the broadcast as he won the award also. So did a great job. Always does a great job. Always has done a great job, and finally get recognized for it. And then James was a foregone conclusion. It sounds to me like somebody wasn't very happy that James won the award, though. They stole his O'Brien. He woke up there. I thought he was joking. He said somebody walked off with it. They must have made a mistake and grabbed two people from one party that won an O'Brien, scooped it. I don't know. I have no idea, but
we'd like to think that.
Yeah, I know that James won one, but doesn't have one. So they'll find it, I'm sure. They'll give him a new one. But well deserved. He had a great run. His accomplishments all this year were on display last night in that video, and it's pretty amazing. To watch Mark, to grow up and watch Mark win everything, set all those records. Mark had the third most highest purse money in Ontario. Yeah. Didn't it go like Mark, Jody?
Chris.
No, James. It is now. Oh, Chris had the most?
Yeah.
And then Mark or Jody?
I'm not sure.
Either way, two of my brothers in all of the racing in Canada forever. Now, obviously, the purses over the last 30 years have fluctuated, and during the slots program, they were enormous. But James amassed the most purse money ever by a driver in Canada in a single season, and that is quite a feat. So James won the O'Brien Award winner. Curtis won his award. We had a great time. We got to the pool. We were in a little bit late, and then we had, a lot of the times when we go places, it's live and learn. I think driving all the way here, going to Ollie's practice, coming to the restaurant, by the time we got to the restaurant, we were all miserable. Everybody was tired. Well, no, I wasn't. I was just sticking up for you because you were kind of... I wasn't miserable. Well, hold on. Because I was perfectly fine. I was happy as a lark. Everybody else, little cranky. Can't run with the big dog. That's just the way it is.
Oh, yeah. The big dog fell asleep and couldn't pick us up at the airport.
I didn't fall asleep and not pick you up at the airport. I refused to pick you up at the airport. I got Jumanji, or whatever his name is, the guy to go and pick you up. If they had waited on us right away, we would have been okay. Would we not have? Am I wrong?
It was a Friday night at Ryan's Steakhouse.
Well, is this us? No, it's 410. Yeah, but you know what? Their service wasn't. I don't want it. The food was good. The service was good. I don't want to knock them. Everything was good, but a live and learn situation for the other McDonald's. A little live and learn for Daddy. Can't run with the big dog. That's all right. But it was a great trip. We got to go swimming on Saturday. Amy and I got to go to the burn, see the horses. I got quiet back there. You be quiet. Quiet.
You
Trying to
keep
do a
your
video.
eyes on the
Focus
girl.
on where you're going.
I'm
gonna
focusing
end up
exactly
going
where I'm going. The peanut gallery has to just simmer down when I'm doing my video. So everything went great. Amy and I got to go to the barn. We got to see everybody, got to talk to everybody. I know anytime you have a horse race like Blue Ventura last night, Dominic gets down in the dumps. And of course, I get emails immediately after the race. I would remind everybody that I'm just as angry as you after the race. And sending me an email 2 minutes after the race ranting, it might help you, in which case that's fine. But I am in the same boat as you. I want to know what happened. I know somebody said Tyler drove the horse terribly. So this is what happened. He qualified in an open bridle and a snake court and a hood. They raced him in an open bridle and earplugs his first start. Took him back to 10th. Now last night he was 8-hole in an 8-horse field. And I said to Dominic, listen, we're not taking this horse back all the time. For all my partners that own pieces, we don't know what Blue Ventura is going to be as a sophomore. He might be a condition claimer. He might be an okay horse. He's going to be useful regardless. All he has to do is be what he was at 2, and he's going to be useful. But I don't know what he is and he isn't. He's never been really good on the front, and he will collapse if you rough him up. That I'm already very aware of. You know, he got stretched to the quarter 26-4. Could he get in the 2-hole? I suppose so, but I don't know how bad he was pulling. I said to Dominic said, Tyler said he was really hot last night. Okay, put a chain in his mouth. That's just the way it is. We're going to graduate from a snake cord to a dog chain. That's all. And he's worn this thing forever. It's not a big deal. But you can't, and it's not, you have to know Blue Ventura, right? And when Tyler went with him and covered him up and covered him up and covered him up with an open bridle on, that's fine. But when you close him up with that hood with cups on, and you let him dance coming off the car, now you're in his zone, right? Now he's got you where he wants you. And he can pull. They can put it on you, and then he'll collapse. Now, you may say, well, Anthony, he never did that before. Yes, he did. He has collapsed, only he was in with, he's done it training down, and he has done it before when I raced him in with 2-year-olds. If I roughed him up, you might have seen him 4th beat 8, but that's only because there was 3 other 2-year-olds who probably weren't that good in that race. The good news is that we can adjust, put the chain on him, get him in the middle of the pack, 3rd or 4th. If he's not good enough, that's fine. We can take him over to Pennsylvania, Ohio, where he will do good. But at that point, this is why these horses are ready now, is because we will know what he is and he isn't before we ever have to get close to the stake season, right? That's the whole point. So I know it's frustrating to watch the horse get beat up, you know, but that's partially his fault and his doing also. There's a horse that trained down and raced. And I guess play devil's advocate, he went 26-4, 50-63. It's not like he went, 27, 54-2. On a cold, snowy night, it just is what it is. The horse didn't race good, and that is racing. It's the way it is. I would have rathered him let him come off the car a bit, try and get him settled, and then find out, maybe we don't got enough armor in his mouth. Then drag him back to last with an open bridle on and come 28-1 in the end of it to finish 7th. So I would rather know than not know. So that was Blue Ventura. Now I couldn't really watch Neptune because it was so snowy and I couldn't really tell. I was trying to keep the volume down and listen to it to see where he was in the mile. Ended up 27-1 in the end of it. I would say the wind probably played a pretty good role in that, but the horse raced much, much better because obviously another bad mile, and now I have to question, does he belong in Ontario? Should he be in Ontario? I would say the mile he went last night is definitely a big step forward for that horse and a good race for him. So maybe not the night we wanted from Dominic's barn, but that's not the end of the world. And I'm sure Tyler and Dominic are both saying, well, with an open bridle on, we could have taken him back. I don't want him taken back. I want him race like a horse. And if he can't race like a horse, we'll put him in a position to race like a horse. We'll change his gear, or we'll simply put him in with other horses that he can beat. We can do that also. So that was last night in a nutshell. The weekend in a nutshell went very well. Both Curtis and James were winners. Only one of them got to keep the trophy, apparently. But they both were winners. And we're on our way back. Obviously, the Super Bowl is today, whether you're a Chiefs fan or, like Jason McGinnis, a diehard Eagles fan. It should be a good game and a good cap-off to the weekend. A lot of horses coming out this week, qualifying, racing. We're starting to move all our horses around. I told you guys in an earlier video how pleased I was with Grand Slam Dio's training mile the other day. I would say we can probably train her up a little bit, qualify her, and have her ready to go for coming over to Ontario. So I'm going to amend my shipping schedule for Doyle Transport this week. I believe Grand Slam Dio and I'm a Trucker will stay in Ohio for now. And I believe coming over, who's coming over, honey? Dancing by Myself, Dio, that Dio horse. I did not get the blood work back for him yet, but we will. Who else? Bounce for All is in on Wednesday. Dominic actually went in this morning to train him up real good. Which Terminal 1? And there's one other horse. I keep forgetting who it is, but there's 4 horses coming over for sure. So with that, I'm going to let you go and continue on your Sunday. Get prepared for, if you're a football fan, obviously the Super Bowl. If you're not, then I don't know what you're watching. Murder, She Wrote reruns or something. But it should be a good night either way. So looking forward to the start of this week. We have lots going on at the Meadows at Northfield Park in Ontario. Maybe even Miami Valley at the end of the week. We'll see. But for right now, take care. Have a wonderful conclusion to your weekend. It was a great weekend here in Ontario.